course, updates from here in studio. We thank you for joining us here on Weather Unfiltered. I'm Alex Wilson.
Hey everyone, Mike Bettis, of course, always joined by the former director of the National Hurricane Center, our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knabb. This thing means business tonight.
Yeah, just because it has warm and cold fronts attached to it, that's why it's not designated a tropical storm and have tropical storm warnings. But it really is behaving just like one. The center coming ashore, so we've had a landfall, and we've got the rain-induced flood risk and the coastal flood risk kind of working together in the Hampton Roads area. So a lot of roads taking on both fresh and salt water.
Not an ideal afternoon commute for folks. Our Charles Peak has been out there giving us Denver, northeast Colorado, northwest parts of Kansas, and a good chunk of the state of Nebraska. This includes Valentine to North Platte, down to the Kansas state line, and as far west as the Colorado state line. Not all the way to Wyoming, although we do have severe storms off to the west of Cheyenne. We've got some storms firing off to the west of North Platte, and then east of Goodland, north and east of Goodland as well, and then southwest or southeast of Valentine. Big complex of storms bringing some gusty winds. Now there's wind and hail here for this one between Ogallala and North Platte. You can see the white and the pink cores on the radar imagery. That's showing us that there is hail coming out of this storm. So Keith and Lincoln counties, as well as Perkins counties, under the severe thunderstorm warning until 4:45 local time. In addition to the severe threats, man, being on I-80 right now, it's a mess with just torrential rain. Going to make it really tough to see in spots. There's the hail core. On the good side of the story, we don't have the hail core sitting right over the interstate, but getting up there to 2.5-inch diameter. So now we're talking hail the size of eggs to tennis balls. So very, very large hail coming out of this storm, and that's going to be an issue with our storms today, both hail and gusty wind potential. A lot of available energy to work with. So sections of central and eastern Nebraska as well. So as these storms continue to move off towards the east, they will remain on the strong side. Central Nebraska by the late evening hours. And then again, you see things progressing eastward. Now, by the time they make it into eastern Nebraska, we're looking at early morning hours. So available energy will have dwindled around the Omaha area. I think, if anything, a few showers through the mid-morning hours on your Wednesday. Rainfall to come. Highest amounts will be likely in the areas that see some of the heaviest rainfall. Now, this is through Saturday, so you can see we've got more storms on the way. Some areas could be in that 1 to 2, even 2 to 3-inch rainfall totals. Central storminess, that's the story through the week. It's not going to change. We've got today into tomorrow. Thursday, more storms. You can see lunchtime Bismarck and Pierre, Minneapolis and Des Moines getting in the mix later on Thursday into early Friday. Friday afternoon, more showers and thunderstorms likely. So that's how we'll pile up all of those rainfall totals, Dr. Knabb. So when it's not raining, mostly cloudy skies. Yeah, there'll be some peaks of blue in and around, but expect scenes like this, and plenty of them once again. That has allowed us to really tick up the rainfall for the month of September. This month of September, so far where we are in September, we have seen over 14.25 inches of rain in the city of Miami. Average month to date, so at this point in an average month of September, you'd see about 5.5 inches of rain, and the average monthly rainfall for the entire month of September for Miami is about 10.25 inches. So we are already way, way over where we would typically get for the entire month. So giving you a sense of just how rainy it's been here across South Florida. Again, the trend continues, so we've got more rain opportunities coming. But look at the calendar for Miami. It hasn't just rained, it has poured. First week of the month, we had about 1.75 inches one day. Then the second week, man, it came fast and furious. Over 3.5 inches one day, over 2.5 inches the next day, nearly 2 inches later in the week. I mean, it was piling on. We were not getting a break. It was relentless. Month to date, it has been South Florida that's been the big winner when it comes to the rainfall. But some areas, not as much, not as significant. You got a 70-mile drive between Miami, that 14.3 inches, and West Palm Beach, where we've seen under 5 inches of rain. Fort Lauderdale, about 8.25 inches. So a big bullseye over a major city, but there's also quite a bit of population that has not seen. They're like, wait, I feel like it hasn't been raining that much, and you're not wrong. Month to date, Tallahassee, up in the northern part of the state, nothing. Not an iota of rainfall. Miami, meanwhile, again, running 9 inches above average for the month. Rainfall still to come. How about 1 to 2, even 2 to 3 inch totals? And once again, the hot spots will be South Florida. Mike?
All right, so mega rain.
Right now in the tropics, we've got Tropical Depression Mario falling apart, Invest 94E in the eastern Pacific. But in the Atlantic, as Dr. Knabb has been expecting, things starting to perk up. We have Invest 92L and a new area to watch coming off the coast of Africa. When we look at the model development, these look to do something here. Not necessarily make U.S. landfalls, although we'll be watching it, but things are turning more active, guys, for the Atlantic.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. Up to New Jersey. We appreciate you being with us here for another hour of Weather Unfiltered. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson. Of course, our hurricane expert, Dr. Knabb, with us. This one's pesky. We've got more that we're watching into the Atlantic, though. Things look to turn a little bit more active.
Yeah, I think we're going to have multiple storms in the Atlantic over the next few weeks. And the East Pacific is going to stay busy. And by the way, all of the systems on our maps for the East Pacific and the Atlantic could impact the U.S. at least in some indirect way.
All right, so what that tells us is radar up. Let's be paying attention. Dr. Knabb knows exactly what he's talking about. That's why he's
Colorado to Nebraska and the state of Iowa. Now, our severe thunderstorm watch in effect for parts of Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska, mostly into Nebraska. This includes both North Platte and Valentine. We don't just have severe thunderstorm warnings. We've also got flash flood problems. A flash flood warning there into the southwest part of Nebraska, North Platte area. Nothing severe, but you are still getting soaked. Some pouring rain that has been focused on the I-80 corridor, making it a tough evening commute or afternoon commute for you guys. Here off to just to the east of McCook, we have seen some significant hail, and it's been consistent, persistent even. Red Willow County, it's Indianola and Red Willow in this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, had some larger hail. The hail core has dropped a bit, but considerable threat with this. National Weather Service issues a considerable threat with a warning when we go above and beyond, so to speak, our regular severe thunderstorm warning. So a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for quarter-size hail or winds to 60 miles an hour. When we've got a considerable threat, now we've got hail up to ping pong and egg in size and winds to 70 miles an hour. And here you can see we had that very large hail, still seeing that potential for hail that gets you to ping pong, egg size, or even larger. So in this community, considerable threat because of the damage that hail could do. You can see the storms are putting out some wind. Look at the outflow boundary on this to the north of North Platte, eventually moving off towards the north of Broken Bow. And again, some severe warnings into the state of Iowa and Missouri as well. We've had a lot of available energy in these communities, so the storm's taking full advantage of that, taking advantage of what's available and bringing the severe risks farther to the east as well. But the main event, the main action will be focused into those areas where we've got the severe thunderstorm watch. You can see by late evening, likely looking at a wind-producing line of storms, and overnight, they're still marching east, but they do lose much of their punch as they move closer and closer to places like Omaha. Dr. Knabb?
Wow.
From North Carolina up to New Jersey, we have everything you need to know about this system here on Weather Unfiltered. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson, of course, our hurricane expert, as always, joining us. A mess out there this evening.
Yeah, and I think in general, the rainfall-induced flooding impacts are about what we expected, and the coastal flooding is about what we expected. What I think is making this system overachieve a little bit is like the Virginia Beach and Norfolk areas getting a combination of freshwater and saltwater flooding that are in the same places and making the flooding worse.
And Chris Bruin, by the way, is there. We're going to be checking in with him in just a bit. We also, of course, are keeping an eye on what things are like in parts of the Del Mar. In severe storms, not just into the state of Nebraska, but across parts of Kansas and Colorado, even Iowa out there this evening. So there's been a lot of activity into the central part of the country. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 10 o'clock local time. So we're watching especially a big zone of Nebraska. That's where a lot of the action is now. But notice clustered into the northwest corner of Kansas, also eastern and northeastern parts of Colorado. We've got a few storms there, but that clustering down here has also prompted some flash flood concerns. We've just seen really persistent storms in these areas, and that has been bringing really heavy rainfall rates. Too much for some of these communities to handle. So here in Dundee and Hitchcock counties, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning. This one's bringing us some large hail and very heavy rainfall rates. So again, scenes like what we saw in that video of a lot of tree debris and a yard littered with not just heavy rain, but also hailstones. That's going to be something you notice into these areas. Look at the hail track. We've got hail well over an inch in some of these areas. Once you get up to yellow, you're at like egg-size hail. So think, you cracked that egg over the bowl for breakfast this morning. That's an ice pellet coming down onto your vehicle, your roof. So this is the real damaging stuff. We've got enough available energy to get those storms going, keep those storms going. And notice we've also seen some into sections of Iowa today. But the next few hours, I think parts of Nebraska will be the major zone of activity. Moving towards Omaha during the morning hours, but storms lose their punch. You can see the future radar does show these storms weakening as they move farther and farther off to the east. With that said, though, we're still going to be seeing rain showers, and it's not just this round of storms. We've got more opportunities for storms coming through the second half of the week. So between now and Saturday, we could be ending with some 1 to 2, even 2 to 3 inch totals across sections of the high plains and the northern plains. Wouldn't be surprised to see some areas exceed 3 inches of rain. So it's not just this round of rain, but Dr. Nab, more opportunities for rain and storms coming Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into Saturday.
And Alex, I will leave the middle of the country and
issues. As the low, though, gradually dies down tomorrow, the weather gradually begins to improve. I think full-fledged improvements come by second half of Thursday and then right through the weekend, Alex. Well-deserved after the weather we're going through right now.
We take you virtually to Arlington. You do have some wet weather to get through. So, you know, you're out there for a vacation this week or a school visit. Not going to be ideal for sightseeing. The monuments, the museums are going to be where you spend most of your time. We've got a ground delay of 32 minutes at D.C.'s Reagan National Airport. Winds are gusting, or rather not gusting, but they're sustained around 13 miles an hour. We're not seeing any significantly higher gusts, but obviously the weather not doing us any favors with the passing showers out there for both DCA, and also keep in mind things could be slowed at times at Dulles. Washington, D.C. Wednesday brings a good opportunity for rain. Those showers will wrap up early Wednesday night. We finally see the return of the sunshine on Thursday. Temps warm back up to 80. So tomorrow we're stuck in the upper 60s. You're going to get in on that cool, breezy, rainy weather. But by Thursday, more sunshine, especially during the afternoon, and more comfortable temps too. Some of the heaviest, steadiest rain over parts of the Delmarva and the Chesapeake Bay. We've seen the showers, though, across the D.C. and Baltimore metro areas, even at times around Philly. So southeastern, south central Pennsylvania seeing some widespread showers as well. D.C. and Baltimore, you're going to continue to watch for the rain chances overnight and into tomorrow morning. So prepare for a slow morning drive between the two cities. Beltway is going to be slow. Airports could see slowdowns if you've got a morning flight. Notice the afternoon at least brings some scattered chances. I think better chances during the morning than the afternoon, but still there will be plenty of rain showers out there, especially, farther south for the first half of the day. Afternoon, evening hours, maybe some more dry time. Don't rule out any shower activity, though. How about parts of the Delmarva? So we're looking at Cape Charles. We are looking at the Norfolk area, up towards Richmond. By the way, Richmond gusting 25 miles an hour. We've got more heavy rain chances pivoting through the Richmond area, too. So as our low moves in, Richmond, actually, you see some steadier, heavier rain into tomorrow morning. I think we see a little bit more dry time by the afternoon, but still parts of central and northern Virginia will continue to see the wet weather through Wednesday afternoon. So it's a tough evening out there. We thank you so much for being with us here on Weather Unfiltered. I'm Alex Wilson with Mike Bettis and, of course, our expert, Dr. Nab.
There's a lot going on tonight. A big headache there in the Delmarva.
Yeah, the mid-Atlantic up into New England, that part of the Atlantic seaboard is prone to strong storms almost any time of year, whether it's tropical or not. So this is something we're used to, but doesn't make it any more fun to deal with, especially when you get rain-induced flooding and saltwater flooding combining forces in a place like Virginia Beach today.
We've got a view of Virginia Beach. You want to see it? I've been hearing from some of these until 10 o'clock local time. So we're looking at a little bit of Colorado, a little bit of northwest Kansas, but a larger chunk of the state of Nebraska. Some of this has been trimmed off, but still watching areas south and east of North Platte. That has been the zone of action so far this evening. It's also prompted too much water. So we've got flash flood warnings, especially down there in extreme southwest Nebraska, closer to the Kansas and Colorado state lines. Right here, we've got a storm that's pretty producing some gusty winds. Blaine and Custer counties under a severe thunderstorm warning. This warning is in effect until 8:30 local time. So already moving through the Broken Bow area, Loop City, Ord would be some of the communities up next. In addition to wind, hail out of storms today. Now, not as large as we've seen out of some previous storms, but still quarter-plus size hail, likely between quarter and $half size hail, what you'll see out of this storm. Not to mention torrential rain. So traveling the interstate I-80 there has been not easy across sections of western Nebraska this evening. We've seen some storms also into parts of Iowa right now. One warning into the north, I would say, west of center. So we've got right there in kind of the heart of Iowa this evening. Now the storms will advance towards Omaha into tomorrow morning, but notice they lose a lot of their punch as they do. So storms overall weakening here in the coming hours. I would say short term, expect storms to be feisty. Early to mid-morning tomorrow, really losing their punch. But still, some rain showers out there. And this is just the first of a few rounds of rain and thunderstorms across sections of the plains. By the time we get to Saturday, with all of those rounds coming, some areas could see 1 to 2, even 2 to 3+ inches of rainfall. So an unsettled pattern taking over here across sections of the plains. We've got Sioux Falls, we've got Minneapolis into Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, right at lunchtime, parts of the Dakotas see the storms. Storms moving through Minneapolis and Des Moines again late Thursday into Friday, and through the afternoon Friday and into the evening, we've got more showers and thunderstorms likely. So an active pattern, Dr. Neb, not looking at huge rainfall totals, but persistent over the next several days.
And Alex,
and rain at times, moderate, even heavy, and plenty of cloud cover too. Gusty winds, that has prompted some issues at the airport today. Reagan National, we've been looking at your delays. Rain showers passing through have allowed for delays at the medium level. Not too crazy, but not nothing either. We've got ground delays of about a half hour at this point. Winds of 12 miles an hour. It's in the low 60s with the rain, so it's been a chilly evening. You know, walking to and from the metro stops, pretty miserable out there tonight. Washington, D.C., Wednesday still brings good rain chances. So 68 as good as it gets with more clouds, more rain showers, wrapping up early Wednesday. And you see on Thursday, the sunshine comes back, especially for the afternoon hours, highs in the low 80s. So temps warm back up. We see the sun again. We can get out and about. And closer to the end of the week, that's like happy hour time, right? So that's when you want to get out and about. We'll earn that patio time. Parts of the Delmarva getting soaked right now. Sections of Virginia also. You know, we're going to see some of that more moderate to heavy rainfall advance closer to the 95 corridor soon enough. It's been scattered up near D.C. and Baltimore, both reporting rain showers, though, right now. Even sections of southern Pennsylvania seeing the scattered rain this evening. Now, overnight into tomorrow morning, rain shower chances stay on the higher side. So tomorrow's morning drive could be a rocky one for you. Set the alarm early. You know it's a busy, bad drive on a good day. So when you add in, you know, the cloud cover, the rain showers heavy in spots, it's going to be a slow commute. So give yourself extra time so you're not rushed and frazzled. Nothing worse than showing up to work frazzled and then you're just like in a mood for the rest of the day. Wednesday afternoon and evening, yeah, we still have some scattered showers. I do think they become a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Hit or miss. So I think as opposed to the widespread morning showers and storms, it's more widely scattered for the afternoon and evening, wrapping up into later on Wednesday. Richmond, again, you've got some more steady rain moving in. Right now, winds gusting to around 30 miles an hour. Expect the late evening, overnight hours to bring some persistent and, again, at times, heavy rainfall. Will keep the gusty winds as well. Tomorrow morning, prepare for rain showers yet again for that morning drive. So Richmond also could be in for a very slow morning commute.